All right, let's get right into this. Because this is a story for you if you've ever felt like you're starting over, rebuilding from scratch, or just trying to figure things out in a world that feels completely upside down. It's about proving that where you are right now doesn't have to be where you end up. I mean, have you ever felt like you were starting from absolute zero? Like, truly nothing. No safety net, no backup plan.
Not a dime to your name?
And no powerful friends to call for a favor. Your phone is just empty.
No reputation to lean on, so you're basically invisible. So, what if someone actually chose to put themselves in that exact spot? On purpose.
And that's exactly what happened in the Discovery Channel show Undercover, Billionaire. They took Glenn Stearns, a self-made billionaire, stripped him of absolutely everything, and gave him one, well, let's call it what it is, an impossible mission.
The rules for this mission, they were just brutal. He had to build a business that was valued at $1 million, but look at the constraints. He had just 90 days and only $100 in cash. They gave him a fake name, dropped him in a town where he knew nobody, and his only assets were a beat-up old truck and a phone with 0 contacts in it. This is the ultimate test with absolutely no cheat codes.
Just think about that for a second. $100. In most places, that barely covers dinner for 2, let alone the seed money for $1 million company.
And then there's this, the pressure cooker. 90 days. That's just 3 months to go from being a complete nobody with almost no money to creating a business with a 7-figure valuation. It's just wild.
You know, this is the exact mindset you'd need to even attempt something like this. When everything looks impossible, the only thing you can do is just try. So what was that very first step? Where do you even begin?
And this brings us to the next part of the story, which is where things get really raw. This phase isn't about fancy business plans or pitching to investors. It's about pure, unfiltered grit.
So what's the first move a secret billionaire makes? You'd think he'd be polishing a startup pitch or trying to find investors, right? Nope. He did the complete opposite. He went out and got a job as a laborer. He knew you can't build an empire if you can't afford to eat. This wasn't about looking good. It was about getting that first tiny win to earn the right to even think about the big one.
And that construction job, you see, it wasn't just about the cash. It was about people. This reveals the first huge lesson. He wasn't networking in that slick corporate way. He was just showing up, working his tail off, and actually listening to people. Trust, that became his real currency.
So after all that, after this insane 90-day experiment, what did we actually learn? This wasn't just reality TV. It was like a crash course that created a 5-part blueprint for anyone who's starting over. It all boils down to these 5 core truths. And remember, these aren't just theories someone wrote in a book. They were forged in the fire, under the most extreme pressure you can imagine. Let's break them down. All right. Truth number 1. Your name doesn't matter. Your actions do. When you have 0 reputation, your work is the only resume you've got. Glenn couldn't coast on his real name. He had to prove his value with his hands, with actual results. What you do is what builds your real reputation. This takes us right back to that first job on the construction site. It's so simple, but so profound. Before you can dream about $1 million business, you got to figure out how to make the next $100. You build a foundation one small, unglamorous win at a time. And those little wins, they create momentum. This one's huge. He didn't do it alone. He found a team, a contractor, a cook, a mentor, people who believed in him because he took the time to build genuine trust with them first. You don't have to be the expert in everything. You just have to be an expert in finding and empowering the right people. And this was so key. He wasn't waiting for some amazing opportunity to just appear. He was actively looking for something broken that he could fix. He looked at a struggling business and saw what it could be. It's proof that you don't find value, you create it. Success is an active creation, plain and simple. And finally, the one that holds it all together, your mindset. Look, there were days he was broke, freezing, and absolutely wanted to quit. So what was his secret weapon? It wasn't some business school tactic. It was memory. He remembered that he'd already started from nothing in his real life, and he'd already won. That resilience,
That proof to yourself that you've done hard things before, that's your rocket fuel.
Okay, so that's the story. We saw how he pulled it off, but let's be real. The real question is, what does this all mean for you? Because this whole thing is really a mirror for anyone feeling stuck or starting over. I absolutely love this reframe. See, being at zero isn't a curse. It's actually freedom. It's freedom from your own ego, freedom from old mistakes, freedom from bad habits. It's a totally clean slate where you get to build something new, something smarter, and something way more real.
So where do you start? Like right now, today? Forget the million-dollar idea for a second. Your first step is just to get a win. Any win, no matter how small. Solve one tiny problem for someone. Add a little bit of value. Build trust by just being consistent. That one win will give you the fuel for the next one. You just have to keep going.
And that's what it all comes down to, really. This wasn't some kind of magic trick. It wasn't about luck. It was about a process, about grit, and about simply refusing to give up. It's a reminder that every single one of us has started from nothing at some point. We've all learned, and we've all survived. The blueprint is right here. The only question is, what are you going to build with it?